Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and I am joined by my beautiful co-hosts. The reason that you're all here, and guess what? They both happen to be in scantily clad uniforms because Antoine brings the Tartars. I give you Wren from Wrenelations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Hey guys!
And as well as Ishtar from her own Twitch channel, as well as when she randomly plays Sarah right here on Help for the Guildless.
Hi!
And how's it going, ladies?
Good. And Zob, stop spending money on cards.
Shelly, either get off my desk or get off... Figure out what the fuck you're doing, Kat.
Zob spent she told me earlier, Zob spent like $250 on one magic card.
Oh, Zar, what card was it?
Apparently it was Tropical Lands.
Oh, Tropical Island. Very nice. So that was the beta?
I don't know.
They are some of the, revised. Very nice, Zar. Very nice. Alright, let's say hello to the chat so that we can get this out of the way and then they can just stare at you two beautiful women. Mitzi was first. How's it going, Mitzi? Ray is here, also known as Man Squatch. Ben C is here. How's it going? Gulf City Cult of Krill says it's his first time watching the stream, and is it Castlevania music? Yes, it is. How's it going, sir? And then we have Garlock Bearson. How's it going?
Hey,
And Zar, of course. Anybody else in the chat? Yeah, the beta one's going for about $3,000. The alpha is about $5,000 if you can find one. The original 3 sets of Magic the Gathering are ridiculously fucking expensive. They do not print them anymore. And Vin is here as well. How's it going, Vin? I did not see you.
Hi, guys! Thank you, Mitzi. I'm very happy to have gotten back to my red color. My stylist came back, and I was so happy to discover this because she's amazing.
Yeah.
I will get to that in a second, Mitzi. I just do want to point this out. I've always wanted to buy a box of Alpha. You have to find them, or have enough money to actually have Wizards open up the printing press again, which is buying a couple cases. They still have the ability to print. A box of Alpha costs about $25,000.
No.
Yes.
No.
There's no
but
justifiable reason to spend that much.
But there is a chance, I do say chance, it's gambling, that you can not only make that $25,000 back almost instantly, but make about $250,000 more.
How?
Black Lotus. The last Alpha Black Lotus, that was a 9.5 in mint condition, sold for $2.6 million.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. How's it going, Trey?
Collectors are so weird.
I
say that being a collector myself.
How's it going, Ali?
My collection's all small stuff. I like, as stupid as it is, like the little Funko plushies. But those are cheap.
For me, it's Five Nights at Freddy's plushies or embroidery thread and cross-stitch patterns and art supplies.
Yes, you can.
So many art supplies.
You can find a box of Alpha unopened. They are extremely, extremely rare. Now, Mitzi asked for a purr, and I'm not going to argue with her because of something that happened earlier today, and I am eternally grateful for Mitzi, so she's going to get her purr.
Mitzi is an absolute darling.
What'd Mitzi do?
Check side chat there, Wren.
Ah. Okay.
Yep.
So, Just to let you know, Ish, the side chat was showing in the window.
What?
It shows, because it does the little preview, so it shows it.
Oh.
So, it's been a very up and down week for me. But I'm glad to be doing the show with you ladies, of course. And I'm glad to have the new people in the chat. Hope you enjoy the show. We here at MSNBC bring you all of the noses. All of the news that is not fit to print and has to be said to you specifically. So the way that this works is I cover Florida Man stories because everyone loves Florida Man. Ishtar,
who doesn't love Florida Man?
Ishtar deals with creepy science stuff and paranormal, and Wren is our relative and relevant cringe expert. So,
it's hard to determine who's meaner on this show, Antoine or Cringe Lady, who tries to make us all, you purposely try to make us self-implode.
Alright, so we started with cringe last time, I believe.
Sounds not right.
So let's start with some science.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this one out of the way because this has a thing. It's the woodpecker one.
Alright.
Why this image of a woodpecker is creeping people out. Hold on, I have to readjust it so I can't see the pictures. Okay. When a seemingly innocuous image of a woodpecker stashing away its acorn supply made the internet rounds, Twitter users expressed revulsion. They weren't reacting to the bird or the actual acorns, but to the set of holes in which the bird was storing its treasure. Clustered in an irregular pattern, the holes were triggering a condition called trypophobia. To someone with this phobia, hi, I have this one. An otherwise benign and even downright gorgeous image can spark fear and disgust. These individuals aren't just afraid of any hole they see. Trypophobia is characterized by an aversion to clustered patterns of irregular holes or bumps. The term seems to have been coined by someone in an online forum in 2005, though scientists say the condition has likely been around for much longer.
Okay,
this
that
is
online
absolutely goddamn true.
The online forum was 4chan.
Well, I don't care who coined it. It's creepy as shit.
Yes. Ray is saying hashtag be strong Ishtar, and Trey Lee says that tree is holy.
Someone slap Trey Lee and thank you, Ray.
Ishi, I'm helping. I'm sending you nice pictures.
Thank you, darling. Trypophobia is really one of those things that it hits you out of nowhere. I was scrolling through my Twitter feed last week, and Doc Griffin had posted a picture. I could not tell you what it was that he posted. I saw the texture on it and nearly threw my phone across the room at work to get the image off the screen. So
she has pretty bad trypophobia.
It actually does affect. I can't watch the. You've got the picture on the view feed.
Sorry, it's gone. Do you want me to finish this for you?
Yes, please.
All right. Yes, Doc posts some nasty stuff. There are times that he posts some good things. So, how's it going, damn alien? No one is afraid of Trippy. We know that this condition pre-existed the internet, although the internet may have exacerbated it, Arnold Wilkins, a psychologist at the University of Essex, told Live Science. The phobia isn't an official disorder, meaning it's not listed in the DSM-5, but up to about 10% of people report it experiencing symptoms, which include anxiety, nausea, and a skin-crawling sensation, Wilkins said, after viewing certain images. It can be quite debilitating. So why is this phobia so common? Scientists are still trying to answer this question, but many believe the aversion is evolutionarily adaptive. You avoid things that are likely to harm you. In the first ever scientific documentation of trypophobia, published in Psychological Science, Wilkins compared trypophobia triggering images with pictures of poisonous animals, like the blue-ringed octopus. He and his co-authors found a similar distribution of spots, bumps, or holes, as well as a similar level of contrast in the images. The researchers concluded that the phobia could stem from an evolutionarily adaptive aversion to poisonous creatures. However, in a study in 2018 in the Journal of Cognition and Emotion, scientists argued that the phobia evolved in a response to disease. After all, the clusters of holes look like the lesions, bumps, and pustules caused by ancient infectious diseases such as smallpox. That... Yes?
I was like, ew.
Yeah, ew. That disease alone killed up to 10% of the population in the last millennium. And if you were watching my Friday night stream, you actually know Antonitis killed the entire world. So that's it. An aversion to infected skin could have given individuals with trypophobia an evolutionary advantage by helping them avoid this deadly illness and others. Plus, the authors of that study argue the most common response to a picture of an acorn-dotted tree is not fear, but disgust, which psychologists have called the disease avoidance emotion. Whereas poisonous predators and disease are both threatening, they trigger two very different reactions. A snake causes fear by activating a person's sympathetic nervous system, the system that causes to go into fight or flight. Disease and rotting food cause disgust by activating our God damn it, you're lucky I'm reading this.
Thank you.
Parasympathetic nervous system, which causes the body to relax in order to conserve energy. Research published in 2018 in the journal Piaget found that participants' pupils dilated in response to pictures of snakes, but they constricted in response to pictures of holes, a sign of parasympathetic nervous system activation. Wilkins is uncertain about the disease avoidance model. He thinks it's likely a part of the puzzle, if not the whole picture. But it could be a while before scientists agree on why exactly people react so strongly to a photo of a harmless woodpecker. Until then, Wilkins said, the jury is out.
There are two photos on Twitter sent to you. Go look at them. They're baby animals.
I'm not upset about you not being able to read it. It's an actual fear. It's just, that was a good article. It actually told us a bit about it instead of just going, look, people are scared of holes.
I thought that, if I avoided the pictures, I would be okay. But
no, it's because you get the images in your head. You can see them in your head. Trey Lee says, so what's it mean if I can Google trypophobia and look at all the pics? It means that you want to lick someone with, boils.
Go look at baby platypuses. That'll make you feel better.
I like the baby donkeys too.
Yeah, little baby donkeys and little baby platypuses. That's better.
And Ray also says, would pictures of perfectly arranged things help calm you down?
I actually do find geometric symmetry to be very soothing.
Not the one that he's talking about.
No, the North Korean army parades will not help me calm down. But I do appreciate the offer.
That's why I thought baby goats and baby platypuses might do the trick.
Oh, the platypuses are so cute. They look like plushies.
Yeah, see, look. They're little baby animals that look like plushies.
Yeah.
That makes you feel better?
Very much so.
Dog, I have to get to my mouse. You're blocking it.
How's it going, right-wing BDSM guy?
Hey, right-wing.
Alright, so we'll go from that, since it's cringy enough for most people, to actual cringe. What you got for us, Wren?
Let's start with dodgeball.
Dodgeball's always good.
I knew you were going to start with this one. You're going for the gusto.
Poofed one is amazing to make.
She wants you.
Dodgeball is a tool of oppression used to dehumanize others, researchers argue.
What?
Yeah, I heard about this on Twitter a couple days ago, and then Sargon actually did a video on it, and I had to actually stop listening to it because it was pissing me off. It's not that dodgeball is racist, Trey. It's that it's oppressive and dehumanizing because these fucks don't understand it's teaching people reactionary skills and how to work as a team. Oh, and how about maybe just to have some fucking fun?
Wow, we got full poof on that one. Nicely done, Wren.
It's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. And the researchers need to be fired. Because it's basically saying that everyone who's being picked on in dodgeball are people who are oppressed. You know, like the little girl that runs to the back who doesn't want to be hit by the ball. She's actually being oppressed. Instead of learning to use other people as a shield or have strategy or anything like that. It has nothing to do with oppression and dehumanizing people.
If you're the short little one in dodgeball, you dodge behind the tank. And by tank, we mean the tall, fat kid in class.
I was the tall, fat kid in class. Guess what I learned how to do? Catch the ball and throw it back even harder. Guess what? They stopped throwing it at me.
Yeah, and then probably every shorter little kid just went behind you like, dude, you can take it.
I wasn't chosen last anymore picking sports, especially when they found out that I played baseball. See, okay, on my team, I went fourth. I was a cleanup hitter. I didn't understand why I was fourth. I was young. I didn't like going fourth. I wanted to go first, like everyone else. My coach had to sit me down and tell me why I was going fourth.
Why were you going fourth?
Because when I connected with the ball, it went over the fence.
So you're going fourth because you were strong.
Yes. Well, when people started learning that when I caught the ball and threw it back at them, they didn't like it because it hurt.
It's okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I was the one who they eventually learned I would accidentally aim for the nuts.
Yes, accidentally.
Accidentally.
Yeah, Trey, yes, I saw. I didn't know it was called a cleanup hitter back then. I know it is now. I also played the same position that Babe Ruth did. So, but yeah, they banned someone on Facebook for saying honk.
Honk?
Of course I did. Honk.
Yeah. Because have you heard of Honkler?
No.
It's the clown Pepe meme.
Oh, okay.
His name is Honkler. And of course, as soon as Honkler started getting used on Twitter to make fun of the fact that this is a clown world that we live in, suddenly journalists were calling it an alt-right symbol.
They were yelling at frogs again.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this. One of gym class's most common games is being used as a tool of oppression.
Really quickly, really fucking quickly, I want to point out that the picture they use is a bunch of guys, multicultural men, in pink, playing dodgeball. Yes, it's a sign of oppression.
According to a team of Canadian researchers.
See, Mitzi, this is why your country isn't a real country. They do shit like this.
Dodgeball in phys ed classes teaches students to dehumanize and harm their peers. Professors from 3 Canadian universities said in a presentation this week at the Congress of Humanities and Social Sciences in Vancouver. A paper on the subject is set to appear in the Journal of European Physical Education Review.
You know what they're trying to do? They're just trying to take physical activity out of school as it is. They just want people to be in there doing nothing. Look, boys and girls learn differently. Girls learn from sitting there. They learn from hearing and seeing. Boys are tactile. They learn from doing. taking shit like this away just causes them to have a bunch of energy. And then, of course, what happens when they have a bunch of energy? They get, diagnosed, and I'm using giant fucking quotation marks for that, diagnosed with ADHD and given fucking medicine. Let kids fucking play. Let young people get their energy out. Let fucking people have fun. This is school. They're supposed to be learning. Fuck these 3 idiots that from fucking Canada.
Oh, poof.
So much poof.
So much
Gonna need all the catnip to calm him back down tonight. You know that, right?
Yeah, we will.
How's it going, Sweetville?
Quote, when you're setting up the environment for students to learn, and you introduce the idea that it's okay to slam a ball at whomever you like, even if it's a softball, the intention is there. Joy Butler, a professor who studies pedagogy.
What the fuck is pedagogy?
I don't know.
Look it up.
And curriculum development at the University of British Columbia said in a phone interview.
Yes. Oh, the intention is there. Do you want to know why the intention is there? Because it's part of the rules. And you can't just throw... Sorry, go ahead.
The method and practice of teaching, especially as an academic subject or theoretical concept. Okay.
The theoretical idea of teaching.
Yeah.
All right.
So there are rules. You can't just grab the ball, turn to the people that are watching you, and throw it at them. You have to throw it at the other person that's across from you.
I like how I heard pedagogy. that would be
okay, Allie.
That would be a more useful major.
Well, and also pedagogue is Magog's evil twin that we don't talk about because of what he did. And pedagogue, you know exactly what you did. You go sit in the fucking corner.
Moving on. When students think it's okay because they're being told it's okay to do that, what do they learn? People say dodgeball is used as an outlet for aggression or catharsis. I suspect this is where they're learning that.
Wait. Wait. Let's because this isn't college age they're talking about, right? This is high school they're talking about. Right?
Sounds like it, yeah.
High school, middle school. All right. When students think it's okay because they're being told it's okay to do that, what do they learn? I don't know. Let's look at what they're being taught. Because they're not being taught to learn in schools. They're being taught to take fucking tests and pass tests. That's all. They're being told what to put down. You're saying exactly what they're doing in school, except this has an essence of physical activity to it. You fucking can't. Let them have fun. It's one of the only outlets in school for the people who are bored out to fucking tears with school because of the fact that all they do is teach the same shit over and over and over again. I have opinions.
Physical education class should be an arena where teachers are helping students control their aggression and move on instead of expressing themselves through anger. Researchers... Good.
Sorry. Since when are gym teachers therapists?
I don't know.
Because that doesn't seem like it's part of their job description.
No, and sometimes gym teachers are the angriest teachers you'll ever come across.
Yeah.
Researchers set out to interview middle school age students about about broader questions in physical education courses, but kept hearing the same things from certain students. They hated dodgeball.
Oh, certain students. You know what? Those certain students probably have parents that have different colored hair, are probably the same sex, follow things like BuzzFeed and Vox. Speaking of Vox, if you haven't seen the new video, it's out. Go watch it. It's a rant. If you like what I'm doing right now about these dumb fucks, you'll enjoy that one, because I tear Carlos Moza a new one. Also, since we're talking about the video, if you want a chance to win $25, wait until watch all the way to the end. There's a trivia question there.
Interviewers dug deeper. asking students why, then plotted the answers against the political theorist Iris Marion Young's Five Faces of Oppression, an article published in her 1990 book Justice and the Politics of Difference.
Do you want to know the problem? Do you want to know the problem with this?
What? Wait, no. What?
They took a book about oppression and they plotted the kids' answers against the different points of oppression.
Actually, I lost 3 subscribers because of that video. How's it going, Zach? So, okay, the problem with this type of research is they didn't have a question that they wanted an answer to. They had the answers already that they wanted and fixed it and worked it to reach those answers. It has nothing to do with any... They took 5 Faces of Oppression and wanted to make it to where dodgeball is fucking oppressive.
And here are the 5 faces of oppression. Exploitation, using others' labor to benefit oneself. Marginalization, relegating a group of lower standing to the edge of society. Powerlessness, those relegated have a lack of autonomy. Cultural imperialism, establishing the rules and customs of the ruling class as the norm. And violence, members of a group of lower standing know they may be subject to random, unprovoked attacks.
It's not random or unprovoked in dodgeball.
It's part of the game.
Yes.
Now Ray has a really good point. When you work backwards from answer to question, that's propaganda. When you go from question to answer, that is a thought.
Those matched up in some of the underlying messages students communicate to researchers. I think of the little girl who is running to the back to avoid being targeted. What is she learning in that class? Avoidance?
No, she's not learning avoidance. She's learning team building. She's learning, not avoidance in the way that they're saying, but yes, how to avoid being hurt. She's learning how to avoid being a target. She's learning how to strategize. She's learning how to play the game. She's learning how to be who she's going to be. She's developing cognitive skills, reactionary skills. That's what she's learning.
These are very important things.
She is also learning the 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yes. Researchers observed the more athletic and authoritative students in the class established rules and practices without input from the other students, including creating their own teams, which allowed them to gang up on other students.
That's teamwork. Teamwork.
That is kind of the point.
Unless
I'm mistaken. Am I mistaken?
No, that's the point. If Wren and I were on one team, Ishtar, you were on the other, Wren and I would communicate. She can't catch. Let's get her out first. That's called teamwork. We're not creating rules. We're not saying we have to eliminate Ishtar first because she has red hair or some other superfluous reason to get rid of her. We are taking out someone we know we can take out. So we get the
terrible sports player.
So we get the numbers on our side. Look, that's strategy. That's game theory. And I'm not talking about Matt Pat.
I was just debating whether or not I should make a Matt Pat joke. But
all right, finish the article. It's getting warm in here, and he's not just me.
The message is that it's okay to hurt or dehumanize the other. The competition is about annihilating one's opponent, and the true definition of competition is between 2 evenly matched teams. Well, kids stack their teams, and they really enjoy beating the other team. What's the enjoyment of that?
Wait!
Here we go.
Wait a good goddamn second.
Round 2. Fight.
The true definition of competition is between 2 evenly matched teams? The fuck it is! We have how many feel-good movies come out every fucking year that includes sports about the underdog team that makes it? And what, Rudy? Rudy was one of the greatest movies out there, and that was about an underdog. And he didn't fucking do anything. The actual story of Rudy is he played 1 quarter. He didn't do anything that they showed in the movie. He played 1 quarter, and that was it. What the fuck? Miracle on the Ice, where the US team in hockey, which we were not good at except for fucking Wayne Gretzky, were the underdogs against the Russians. And it was shown to be such a dramatic win that not only did it bolster the entire US team in the Olympics, but it was a symbolization of us winning the Cold War.
Yeah.
It's about 2 evenly based teams. All right. So why haven't the Browns been a fucking competitor in the NFL for the last 20 years? It's not about evenly matched teams. Are you fucking... These 3 professors need to be fired. Damn Alien brings up an even better point. They want to talk about evenly matched? What about all the trans women participating in women's sports? Fallon Fox caved in a woman's skull. Yeah, that's evenly matched in sports. Fuck these people.
When Butler, in a focus group, asked a class to create a brand new game, the only requirements were that it involved a ball and 2 goals, and that the entire class had to form a consensus about the rules. The same group of students split off to develop a game without consulting peers. She said that showed the culture established by dodgeball spills into other activities in physical education.
No, it doesn't! No, it does! It fucking doesn't! It shows children being children!
Children are little shits.
If you were going to do this with adults and gave them the same cooperative goals, guess what? It would happen. But no, you fucking did it with kids.
Yeah. That's troubling, she said, because many Canadian schools are making great strides to improve phys ed classes. Administrators are taking solid steps to reverse the trend of girls dropping out of PE classes. More classes focused on health, wellness, and fitness, not just sports. Gym classes are largely centered around games, she said, which can be great, how it's written.
What?
Yeah, that's how it's written.
But can also exclude students with different strengths.
You know what? You learn to adapt, to improvise, and overcome when you find yourself being overrun.
Do you know what's
I
gonna...
sucked at PE.
You still
know what
suck
I
at
learned?
PE.
What was that?
You still suck at PE.
I do. You know what I learned? Let the other idiots run forward. I'll come along and pick up the pieces.
Do you know what's going to happen if they get rid of physical education?
We're all going to be fat?
We're just going to have a bunch of fat fucking kids running around. And then everyone is going to wonder why the age, the average age that Americans die has lowered.
Yeah. Okay, this is almost over. If one thing were to come out of this, it would be for PE teachers to look at their curriculum and look for balance. And that could mean dropping games and including other activities, outdoor education, fitness, gymnastics, aquatics. To Butler, this also means getting rid of dodgeball.
I want to point out I'm going to get to the chat in a second, I promise. I want to point out one really, really, really fucking important situation that we're talking about in that last paragraph. Mm-hmm. And that could mean dropping games and including other activities. Outdoor education, fitness, gymnastics, and aquatics. What the fuck is left in physical education then?
Hiking.
That's that's outdoor education. Got to get rid of it. What happens when the girl at the back who weighs 600 pounds and she's only 12 can't hike?
You put her in a pool?
That's aquatics. Well, I mean, she is a whale and she's at home, but that's still aquatics. But it's... Are you fucking kidding me? Basically, these 3 limp-wristed dumb fucks have told the education system in Canada, and that they're going to get published, that physical education needs to be taken out of schools.
It's the same way with art and that sort of thing, is they're doing their best to remove it, and they don't understand the importance of it. And their excuse for removing it is funding. It's not important.
It's a plastic ball with air in it. It's not that fucking expensive.
Well, no. Well, see, art, it's funding. Dodgeball, there's poor children that they feel excluded.
All right, let's get to the chat real quick. Bear Sun says, they were bored with the person's recommendation, which is possible. Ray says, new game, 1 ball, 2 goals. It's playing keep away with Lance Armstrong. Goal 1, make fun of him for cheating. Goal 2, keep the bike away from him. Ba-dum-bum. Thank you, Ray.
Ouch. That was kind of harsh there, man.
Ben C. says, the only way the Cleveland Browns would ever be successful is because they have to acknowledge that every time they go out of the Ohio State, it would be the same as them actually getting a touchdown. Not wrong.
No.
Zar says, I sound like Raging Golden Eagle. I know you've recommended me looking at watching some of his videos. I haven't gotten to it yet. Damn Alien says, as long as the debate teams have the option of pelting their opponents with big rubber balls, I'm fine with that. That would be a fun debate. If you get it wrong, you get a ball thrown at you. If you can catch it, it doesn't count as points for the other team. If you can't catch it, the points get doubled. It would make debate that much more amazing. Mitzi says smush. Mitzi says smush that like button, and I would appreciate it if you guys did. The interaction with the channel and with the chat and everything like that would help.
Ray is not incorrect. The greatest irony is that highly educated school operators can't figure out how to find ways to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah. And, God. Ray also said, in all honesty, Pokemon Go has picked up where PE has left off. Fat kids walk for miles for that Charmander. And that, of course, is a sad situation. Pokemon Go did more for physical education than, what's her name? What the hell is Mrs. Obama's name? I can't remember it right now. Thank you. Michelle Obama's whole educational program.
Yeah,
she tried.
Because all you have to do is tell a kid, Pikachu is 2 miles that way. You have to walk to him.
Michelle Obama. And Antihero says it doesn't help that those school operators are becoming more and more leftist. Yes. Yes, they are becoming more and more leftist. And that is annoying as shit. God damn it, Wren.
You knew
Good
dodgeball.
job, Wren.
Thank you.
Fine, you wanted poofed one. You got it. I have some rage for you two.
Oh.
So what's the worst thing that could happen in Georgia right now?
The abortion bill goes through?
That's Alabama.
Peaches.
No, there was one in Georgia too.
Peaches all die off?
Well, if you were a young woman... No, that's right. There is a Georgia bill that's been passed, and they're threatening. All of Hollywood is threatening to pull out.
Yeah.
Most of the time, Hollywood never pulls out. Just ask Macaulay Culkin.
You're terrible.
Thank you.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
But not as terrible as this. Florida man kept a Georgia girl as a sex slave.
Veto that person.
All right, so we're making a trip to Georgia.
Yes, we are.
Federal authorities say a Florida man brought a 17-year-old girl from Georgia to his home to be his sex slave. According to a complaint filed in the U.S. District Court, 40-year-old Thomas Hill met the victim online in December and offered to help her get a job and a place to stay. The complaint says she lied and said her parents were planning to sell her. According to the complaint, the girl said Hill sexually assaulted her, coercing her with physical violence, made her watch child pornography, and took nude photos of her. The Tampa Bay Times reports Hill was arrested by local authorities in February after a deputy found the crying girl running down a street. Those charges were dropped Friday, and he was arrested again on federal charges of enticement of a minor and production of child pornography. Hill told deputies he went to Georgia to rescue her.
So did the parents sell her, or did he?
No, that's what she said to him.
Ah.
No, we're not going to talk about the girls trying to suck out their periods with vacuum cleaners.
Oh, no, please no. No. Just no.
It's not something you should do. Just like, don't.
Girls, you know better.
Don't put vacuum hoses up your snatch.
You know what's not supposed to go up there. You know what is okay to put up there. Please do not be stupid.
It's up there with don't put garlic up there. Don't put bath bombs up there.
Don't put a beehive up there. Don't put a wasp nest up there. Just don't put stuff up there.
Unless it's meant to go up there, there are certain things that are designed to go up there.
But they're designed for it. They're hygienic. There's a point to them.
Well, there's
a
also
vacuum is not.
There's also a natural thing that's designed to go up there, but that's for other reasons.
I'm being told to check the video suggestions on my Discord.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Sure. It's a video. Oh, it's not a video, but it's the... Since my article was rather short, let's go through this one. I'm kind of stealing cringe and science, but deal with it.
You thief.
He's stealing.
Please do not use a vacuum hose on your vagina, begs a nurse.
Yes, listen to the nurse.
In a horrifying tweet for the ages, a woman who says she is a nurse claimed she had seen several patients this week who attempted to speed up their period through the misuse of a vacuum cleaner. Now, I want to point out this is just anecdotal evidence from one nurse. This could be false. We don't know, but it's still good advice.
It is excellent advice.
The woman said that two women aged 19 and 23 tried to suck out their menstrual blood in a misguided attempt to end their periods early. Damn Alien asks, what about a Roomba?
No.
If you could fit a Roomba up there, you have worse things to worry about.
Yeah.
The fact that you can put a cheese wheel up inside yourself? Yes.
Yeah.
Rule number 1. Unless it's meant to go up there,
don't put it up there.
Yes, Bear Son, we have to say don't vacuum your vag. Ladies, please stop using your vacuum hose to end your period early. Twitter user OdysseyT99 said in a tweet, "You're going to wind up sucking out a lot more than blood. There were 2 cases of this so far this week, and both women had to be admitted. Just stop." People, understandably, had a lot of questions.
You think?
Like, why?
Why?
Gulf City Cult of Krill says if a woman has to be told not to use a vacuum on their cooter, maybe they shouldn't be allowed to vote.
I think that should be it's up there with like why there's the don't stick the on shop backs. There's a don't stick your dick in it warning.
Yeah. You know
Because
what?
Somebody did it.
I honestly believe that we just need to get rid of all the warning labels off of things. Let Darwin sort it out.
Yeah, that's kind of where I figured you were going with that.
They used the suction hose to suck out their periods, hoping to end them early. They both sent themselves into shock instead. Odyssey explained over several replies. I don't know if it was Eureka, Dyson Hoover, or some Walmart brand, but yes, an actual vacuum cleaner. It's dangerous. No shit.
Zod, do not stick your dick in a vacuum cleaner either. I don't know why we have to tell you this, but don't.
So...
Your period has a steady flow of its own that, for all intents and purposes, your body can tolerate. A vacuum increases that flow over 1,000 times, which your body can't tolerate, therefore sending you into shock. It's not clear why the women would attempt this, though several people pointed out that this sounded like a home attempt at a menstrual extraction.
A what?
I'm glad you asked, because it actually explains what that is. Good,
because I'm perplexed.
Menstrual extraction was developed in 1971 by a member of a reproductive health self-help clinic before Roe v. Wade. The landmark 1973 Supreme Court ruling that established a woman's right to decide for herself to bring a pregnancy to term as guaranteed under the 14th Amendment, and any attempt to intervene by the state is a violation of her constitutional right to privacy. They didn't have to add all of that, but since everything has been going around about the new abortion bills, they needed to kind of put that one in there. Feminist activists Lorraine Rothman and Carol Downer invented the Del-M. Is anyone surprised that it's a fucking feminist couple?
Of course.
Invented the what?
The menstrual extraction. It's called the Del-M. D-E-L-E-M.
Okay.
A homemade suction device. Whilst purportedly for removing menstrual blood, the kits were used as a way to perform home abortions.
Oh,
Who didn't see that?
Huh?
Who didn't see that one coming?
Well, they did mention Roe v. Wade.
And damn alien, no air compressor hoses on your parts either.
Wren, you're just ruining all their fun. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Damn it! I'm not saying you should do it, damn alien, but there are men out there who also put their dicks in the holes that are in pools.
And
spas.
I'm looking out for us. If our audience starts doing stupid stuff, then they have like medical bills. There's no donations for us. So if we stop them from doing anything stupid now before the medical bills get involved, it's better for us.
All right, you win.
I didn't say for them to do it. I just said that they could. The inventors downplayed it as an abortion device in order to avoid legal issues. No shit. Instead claiming the primary purpose was to suck out menstrual blood so women could pass their entire period in one go, and trained other women to use the Del-M to induce abortions. The device is not safe by today's standards, and was used primarily because safe abortions were not legally available by medical professionals at the time. Using a vacuum cleaner for the same purpose would be a lot more dangerous. Zach says, all this vacuuming shit sounds like a good way to get yourself hosed.
Oh.
I hate you now.
You could damage the surface of your vagina, and you could risk bleeding or infection. Dr. Shazia Malik, a gynecologist at the Portland Hospital for Women and Children in London, told Vice. You can imagine the germs on the end of your vacuum cleaner and the power of its suction. You could end up with genital trauma. You could damage your cervix and end up in excruciating pain. You could also have, what's it called?
A urinary tract infection?
No, it's when your uterus falls out.
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
If you were to attempt to use it to speed up a period, it's not only dangerous, but it wouldn't work either. Menstrual bleeding is an active and natural process. It's not just sitting in the uterus in a pool that can be sucked out. Dr. Aditi Gupta, an OBGYN and founder of Walk-In GYN Care, told the Mail. Legal abortion means the procedures are regulated and performed by trained medical experts, resulting in safer procedures for women. So, if we've learned anything...
I have learned that I am disgusted by, right now, all things female.
Well, I was going to say, if we've learned anything, it's that they're not teaching women this stuff in schools because they want to get rid of anything that's actually intelligent. And thus you have 19-year-old and 23-year-olds using a vacuum cleaner to try and speed up their menstrual period.
We're doomed. Everybody's going to die.
On the plus side, though, the stupid ones who are dumb enough to do this will essentially, for some of them, may make themselves infertile.
One can only hope. And yes, Vin, someone did do this for a self-liposuction, and it was on 1,000 Ways to Die. They used a shop vac to suck out their fat and ended up sucking out 3/4 of their intestines and half of their stomach.
Serves them right.
Yeah. Antihero says, I guess those women went from a slow bleed to a heavy flow.
Can we just hurt him?
You can try. But we're going to go to science.
Okay, let's see. This is the first one that popped up. First UK crop circle of 2019 found.
Yay.
We're not saying it's aliens, though. Keep that in mind.
It's never aliens.
Absolutely not. The 2019 crop circle season is officially underway in England as the first formation of the year has been found. The design was reportedly discovered in the town of Warminster on Wednesday. The appearance of the formation may have elicited sighs of relief from the UK crop circle research community, who have not had to wait this long for the season to begin since 2013, when it took until June for the first circle to be discovered. Suggesting that perhaps the crop circle makers are working off a bit of rust accumulated over the winter months, this first formation of the year is a fairly basic design. It consists of a circle surrounded by a thick ring and then a thinner ring, which features a pair of larger spheres opposite each other. Suggestions as to what the formation may be meant to convey include a rudimentary electrical generator or possibly some kind of a celestial alignment. Per usual, fastidious crop circle investigators in England have already flocked to the site to document the formation by way of 2 different drone videos, as well as close-up photographs from inside the design. What may be most noteworthy about the scene is that the crops appear to be fairly high, making the shape of the formation noticeably crisp, which somewhat makes up for its lackluster design. As to who or what might have created the formation...
Oh, there you go, Ray. Take a drink.
Yep. It is a safe bet that the debate over the cause of the crop circle phenomenon will undoubtedly continue in 2019, as skeptics contend that the formation came courtesy of human hands. However, based on his examination of the drone videos, researcher Dr. Horace R. Drew argued that there is no indication at present of any heavy mechanical or other man-made actions in its formation. One thing that seems certain is that we'll be seeing many more formations in the weeks and months to come now that the crop circle season has begun.
Isn't it sad that there is a season for this fake shit?
I remember seeing a documentary where people showed how they could fake it and how they avoided leaving tracks in and out. Apparently, you just need a board that's attached to 2 ropes. You hold the ropes, you step on the board, and the board bends the crops. It doesn't break them.
Well, I mean, was it done by women? Because they know how to fake it, and they've been doing it for years.
I want to make a snarky joke about you would know, but...
Yeah, but you never
really
have.
Wouldn't. So, you know.
All right. Let's go on. That's so cringe. That joke went over like a wet fart in church, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And Antoine, just because it's fun.
No,
You like boobs, don't you?
of course I like boobs. Who doesn't like boobs? That's why we have viewers on this on this show.
This is true. You have
Yeah.
viewers because Wren and I are here.
Well, there's a transgender woman who's become one of the world's first to get essentially $15,000 inflatable boobs.
Inflatable boobs.
Inflatable boobs.
Oh my god, that's fucking brilliant, Wren. She never has to worry about not finding the right bra size.
Inflate them to the size I want. Okay, I know the bra size I want. I am.
All I can find in the store is 16 Bs. Well, I'll deflate these a little bit and ta-da!
Except the fact that we're forgetting she still has a penis that she has to worry about.
We're talking about bras, not underwear.
Yeah, well, I mean, if she's going to get the G-string, it tends to split the boys.
Well, that's her personal issue. We're talking about bras and how actually convenient it would be to have, inflatable boobs.
Well, if you go by her picture, she also has inflatable lips.
Yes.
Yes,
This is
very true.
Ivana Vladsova. I'm butchering last name, but I don't care. Who underwent the procedure after dedicating her life to looking as feminine as possible. She even started taking female hormone tablets at 11 years old.
Oh, God. Poor thing.
Ivana just started investigating the option of inflatable boobs after suffering an infection in her previous right G-cup implants.
G-cup?
Yeah, she doesn't have problem trying to find the right size bra.
She just doesn't find any.
No, she just goes to the umbrella store.
Oh. After having to live with just one breast for a year, Ivana from Berlin, Germany, was able to have her remaining implant replaced with a pair of essentially 13,000 pounds, as in money, but roughly like $15,000. Inflatable implants that allow her to reach a massive pea cup if she wants to.
So,
a pea cup?
So then we are talking about 13,000 pounds.
In a way, yeah.
What, it's god damn 6,500 pounds per cup.
That is utterly ridiculous.
Now Ivana is able to inflate her breasts by filling them with a saline solution from her normal J cup all the way up to a massive P cup on her own.
Good fucking God. Look, I enjoy breasts as much as the next person. But when one of them can break your neck, I mean, motorboating something like that is more like trying to sink the Titanic.
Ooh, good one.
Jesus Christ. No, that's a real person, damn alien.
Yes.
The stretch marks on her skin must be ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm going to skip some of her description of like what went wrong with the initial boob implant. We all know there are implant horror stories out there.
Yeah.
Implants can go wrong. But, quote from this woman, but now the new implants I have are inflatable. So I prick a needle in the side of my breast and fill it up with saline solution, like a water balloon. I have to pump them up every 3 months so they can fill up to 5,000 cc's, which would leave me at an O or a P cup, which I wouldn't be able to get bras for. You don't want to go down to the rest of the photos because the rest of the photos are stuff.
Well, it gives a list of her procedures.
Yes.
Breast augmentation, 34,000 pounds. 5 nose surgeries, 18,000 pounds. 8 liposuction surgeries, 17,000 pounds. Forehead reshaping, 10,000 pounds. 3-part jawline removal surgery, 7,000 pounds. Brow bone reshaping, 5,000 pounds. Cheek implants, 4,000 pounds. Hairline lowering, 4,000 pounds. Liposuction on neck, 4,000 pounds.
I wish I had this person's problems.
No shit. Cheek and lip filler injections, £3,500. Buccal fat removal, £2,600. Eyebrow lift, £2,600. Ear reduction, £2,100. Chin implant, £1,700. Eyelid fat transfer. What the fuck is that? £1,700. Fat transfer to cheek and lips, £1,700. Good fucking God.
You know what? Her plastic surgeon ate well for a very long time.
Yeah. On pea-cup breasts.
But yes, apparently it's now a thing where people can get inflatable boobs.
See, here's the problem. It's not like she has a pump. It's not like... She said herself, she has to inject it with a syringe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean... That means one of two things. One, there's a nozzle sticking somewhere out of her body.
Mm-hmm.
Which, that's sexy.
Yeah. Also, problems with that is it has a chance to heal over. Or two, she literally has to stick a syringe into her boob, through the skin, into the implant, which, if she does it enough, in the same place, or in a wrong place, it can rupture.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard of breaking your water breaking, but that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
This is why I'm an ass man.
Really?
And
This is the reason.
Yeah.
Not any other reason. Just this one.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reason. Zach says, no, you really don't, Ishtar. This person hates themselves with every fiber of their being. You don't want to be them at all.
No, they're monetary issues.
We want their
because
money.
They have a shit ton more than me.
We want their money because if we had their money, we wouldn't be playing the Can We Eat Today game. They go, I want breast implants or this or that. We're going, fuck.
Do I get the chicken flavored ramen or the beef?
Yeah. Do I have enough money for ramen today?
Or is it mac and cheese night?
So
again.
Well, I'm assuming this woman spent a lot of time in the hospital.
Yeah.
So you want to know something that happens in hospitals?
What?
Aside from dying, infections, vaccines, surgery.
What's that?
Well, Florida man proposes in hospital room to trauma nurse who helped save his life.
Aww.
This is a very, very short article because apparently there was a video but it didn't load. This man is dedicating his life to the woman who helped save it. Damien Leroy, 37, was severely injured in 2016 when he was forced to bail from his paragliding apparatus, landing 150 feet below. The accident in Florida broke his back, pelvis, and several ribs. Leroy was rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center where nurse Alexandria Hoover was on the trauma team and that treated him. I just saw her eyes right away and I was like, man, Leroy told Inside Edition, she cared so much. So
Did she say yes?
It doesn't say. I wish the video would load so we could see it, but it did not load. Hold on, let me see if I refresh.
We need to know.
We need to know if she said yes or not.
I'm seeing if the video's gonna load. Nope.
See faster.
The video, there's a problem playing it. Sorry, ladies.
Because that's like romance novel level shit.
That is. Like a guy has the tragic accident, in this case, whatever, at sport thing, but guy has the accident, and then the nurse comes in and saves his life, and then they live happily ever after. I mean, that's perfect.
This is like Hallmark movie channel.
Yes.
We need to know if she said yes.
I'm sorry, the video didn't load.
Sadness.
See, Zach understands. He bailed out of a paraglider into her arms. Man, he really fell for her, huh?
Aww.
Beautiful puns. I'm loving
That's actually a cute pun.
All right, let's
Yep.
move on to some. We're going to science now. I
Are
will
we?
look. I will look up to see if I can actually find the video while we're doing science. How's that?
That sounds good. Can physicists really save Schrodinger's cat? There may be a grain of hope for physics' most famous doomed feline, Schrodinger's cat. In a bizarre thought experiment symbolizing the weird state of subatomic particles in quantum physics, a cat confined to a box is both dead and alive until the box is open, at which point the cat either falls down dead or happily bounds away. Or looks up at you like, bitch, you're interrupting my box time. It was once thought that this moment of truth was instantaneous and completely unpredictable. But in a study published June 3rd in the journal Nature, Yale physicists were able to watch Schrodinger's cat in action, predict the feline's fate, and even save the cat from an untimely death. With this new finding, the physicists were able to stop the process and return the cat to its alive state. Michael Deveray, a physicist at Harvard and one of the study's co-authors, told Life Science. In physics, Schrodinger's cat is a thought experiment in which a cat is trapped in a box with a particle that has a 50-50 chance of decaying. If the particle decays, the cat dies. Otherwise, the cat lives. Until you open the box, however, you have no idea what happened to the cat, so he exists in a superposition of both dead and alive states, just as electrons and other subatomic particles simultaneously exist in multiple states, such as multiple energy levels, until they're observed. When a particle is observed and randomly chooses to occupy just one energy level, it's called a quantum jump. Physicists originally thought that the quantum jumps were instantaneous and discrete. Poof! And suddenly the particle is in one state or another. However, more physicists in 1990s began to suspect that the particles follow a linear path as they take their jump before entering their final state. Maybe we just didn't have the technology to observe it. That's where Deveray and his co-authors came from. Yale physicists shone a bright light at an atom and observed how the light scattered as the quantum jump occurred. They found that the quantum jumps were continuous rather than discrete, and that jumps to different discrete energy levels held to specific flight paths. Once they knew the specific state of the atom they approached, they were able to reverse that flight by applying a force in just the right direction with just the right state. It is very precarious, said Zlakto Minev to Live Science. Some physicists, like Brun, aren't surprised by the finding. This is not different from anything anyone had predicted, Brun told Live Science. I hope they told Live Scientists, not much point in telling dead ones.
Yeah.
But I'm bump.
The new finding is particularly significant for research facilities like the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO, where physicists observe gravitational waves, said Deveray. At these research facilities, particle unpredictability, also called quantum noise, is the bane of scientists' efforts to make accurate measurements. As physicists like to say, God damn it, I'm not tired.
That's
Just so
another
you know.
one. That's another one. Ray take a shot.
Ray comes to these streams just to get drunk from when I yawn.
Yes, he does.
As physicists like to say, with quantum noise, not even God can know what you will measure, Deveray said. Particles and the fate of Schrodinger's cat will always be somewhat unpredictable in the long term, said Deveray. He and his co-author's main finding is that their fates can be observed and predicted as they happen. It's a bit like volcanic eruptions, Deveray explained. They are unpredictable in the long term, but in the short term, you can see when one is about to erupt. That's it. That's the end of it.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying to find your fucking thing.
Thank you. Zach says, the point of Schrodinger's cat is that until you observe it, you can't know. If they use equipment to observe the cat and save it, that defeats the purpose of Schrodinger's cat.
It's very true.
Very true.
Right.
I'm sorry to hear that, Za. I lost my JoJo kitty about a month ago. Yeah. So I can sympathize. Gaylord says, look up Florida man proposes to nurse. There's 1 or 2 videos.
Find it.
Well, the one that I found on MSN doesn't load.
MSN sucks.
I will. You know what? I will actually.
YouTube. We need to know if he's.
I'm going to YouTube. Calm your tits.
No, our memories are not going to chill until we have the answer to this.
This is a mystery we must know. We must know if she said yes.
This is like the next Nicholas Spark novel. Fun fact, I actually lived in a town where one of his movies was filmed. Safe Haven.
Her round.
Was filmed
All
in South North Carolina.
What? What's that? What?
I have it.
Tell.
It's a video.
Oh, show.
We need to see.
All right, so you guys are gonna have to listen on the watch page.
Okay.
It's only 1 minute and 34 seconds long. I'm probably gonna get a fucking copyright strike because of it, but whatever.
You're making us happy.
This nurse was making her rounds.
Hey,
when
somebody
she got a
donated
huge
$10.
Surprise! It's her boyfriend climbing out of bed. Damian Leroy almost lost his life during a paragliding accident in 2016. His own GoPro camera recorded everything. Damian broke his femur, pelvis, sternum, back, and several ribs in the 150-foot fall. He was rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center in West Palm Beach, Florida for treatment. Alexandria Hoover was on the trauma team that nursed Damian back to health.
He's not a bad-looking dude.
She was the sweetest person, and she cared so much.
He looked up at me,
Not
and
at all.
he laughed a little and asked me if I had a boyfriend. And at the time, I actually did.
Fast forward a year, Alex
They
and her
look like a
boyfriend broke
disgustingly
up,
all-American
and she started
couple.
dating Damian. When it came time to propose,
Yeah, but you can tell
he knew
she's
where to
Jewish
do
because
it,
of her nose.
in the hospital room where they first met.
Alexander Hoover, will you marry me?
Oh my god! I just see his face, and 100 things ran through my mind. I couldn't believe I was seeing him. And then the cover slipped down, and I see this bow tie. I'm like, why are you wearing a bow tie?
Yay,
You weren't
she
wearing
said
a bow tie
yes.
when you left. I was so confused.
I was for sure given a second chance in life.
That makes
For
me
sure
so
I was
happy.
put there for some reason. Now I know, and now we get to share the rest of our lives together.
You made us happy now.
I'm glad I could make you happy.
Yes, we much appreciate it.
All right, now you said we had a donation, so I gotta go to
Yeah,
dashboard.
there was a $10 donation that apparently has popped up on your ticker.
Yes. $10.
Oh, and Zach, there is nothing calamitous about my or Wren's memories. Thank you.
Prefer for $10 per for the ladies and money for Ramon and one. They want me to purr for you.
Who's Ramon?
I don't know.
I don't know, but we like the purring. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the person who paid for the purr.
Ghost dog. Ghost dog. Give us
Thank you,
$10.
Ghost Dog.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
Purr for us.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. All right. So we're on to Florida Man, yeah?
Yep.
All
Wait,
right.
no, we did Florida Man, then we did science.
Oh, it's a cringe.
It's cringe time.
It's cringe time.
All right.
Okay. Since you did love story, and this is kind of the weirdest love story I've ever come across, ever.
Uh-huh.
This is the incredible story how a man met his wife, and it involves a total stranger's grave.
There we are.
Okay.
Hold on.
This sounds like a comedy waiting to happen.
There we go.
This actually is going to be a movie at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it just screams rom-com.
All right, so there's a guy. His name is Matt, and when his dad died, he would go visit his dad's grave, like you do.
Uh-huh.
And he noticed that there was flowers being left at this one guy's grave right next to his dad's. So he started doing what he thought at the time was just a decent thing of leaving flowers on this other man's grave. because, memory and all that. And I'm going to pick up the story from there.
All right.
So, after keeping up his kind-hearted gesture for about 2 years without telling anyone, he admitted he came to think of this person as a friend. And so he wondered if there was a hidden connection between them. And maybe they went to the same school, maybe football club, whatever. And so he decided he'd Google this person.
Okay.
Within seconds, this is where it kind of turned. There was a horrifying answer as to why no one left flowers for this poor gentleman.
There was no one left alive.
The man in the grave had murdered his wife and her parents, then jumped in front of a train on Christmas Day.
Oh,
Oof.
God.
Yeah, you picked the wrong person.
Yes. But this is where other turn. The guy said he felt terrible for the wife and her parents. And now, I'm going to quote, now I wasn't going to leave flowers every couple of weeks. Wasn't going to leave flowers for them every couple of weeks for 2.5 years. But he did feel like he owed them an apology for the leaving flowers on the murderer's grave. See, so he found out where the 3 tragic relatives were buried and brought them flowers as an apology for the 2.5 years of flowers elsewhere.
Real quick, Ghost Dog says spell check changed it to Ramon. It was $10 for ramen.
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 Thank you. I'll get the shrimp this time, I think.
Yes. Ooh, shrimp ramen's good. And he said, as I was standing at their graves mumbling apologies, a woman appeared behind him. She wanted to know who I was and why I was leaving flowers for her aunt and grandparents. Which, awkward.
Yeah.
He then explained what he was doing there. And I agree with this author. I wish I could have been there for that conversation of
Yeah, I would have liked to have been a fly on that gravestone.
like, keep it next with us. He then asked the stranger out for a drink. Incredibly, she said yes, and 2 years later said yes again when he asked her to marry her.
Wow.
And they're still married, and they're
How
now.
long have they been married?
It does not say how long in the article,
But
but
they
they're
have
married,
kids.
but they have kids together now. And so
Couple years.
a couple of years they've been married. So at least they have a story to tell their kids as to how they met.
Yeah. How did you meet, Dad? Well, you see, I was leaving flowers on a murderer's grave.
And then somehow met your mom.
And your mom didn't immediately call the police and have me declared psychotic for talking to the ghosts.
And that's how I met your mother.
And that's how you came about.
Yeah, it's like, and there was a murder, a suicide, and then I met your mom, and everything's happy.
Oy.
Well, from happy and sweet and romantic and kind of awkward to, well, let's say synthetically happy.
Okay.
Booze?
Well, this is Florida.
Okay.
Alcohol. Meth.
Meth.
Meth. It's
There you
meth.
go. Well, it's not necessarily meth this time. Florida
Okay.
man took cocaine and
Oh my
ate
God.
pufferfish liver, ended up in intensive care.
Wait.
That's-
Wait. He took cocaine, then ate a pufferfish liver?
Yes.
Yes.
Aren't they toxic?
Yes.
Yes.
Bilgewater says, graveyards will get you laid. I can confirm. That's
How do
a
you
story.
know that, Bilgewater?
That's a story.
I want to hear the story.
While you're writing out that story, Jolly Roger, I'm going to read this Florida Man article. A Florida man was hospitalized after he and his grandmother ate a potentially lethal pufferfish. The unnamed 43-year-old man visited a Ventura Hospital and Medical Center in South Florida, suffering from vomiting and stomach pains. Both of his legs had gone numb. He felt weak, and he was struggling to speak and stay awake. A pain had erupted in his chest, which made it feel as though it was tearing, his doctors wrote in BMJ case reports. Hospital staff learned the man had eaten the liver of a pufferfish 4 hours before arriving at the hospital. 3 days prior, he had also consumed canned food, and cocaine. The patient's grandmother, who had eaten a smaller amount of the fish, also experienced dizziness and weakness in her lower body. The pair had been poisoned by the tetrodotoxin, a potent chemical which is around 1,200 times more toxic to humans than cyanide. There is no known antidote to the poison, which mainly lurks in the liver and ovaries of the fish. Instead, physicians can only offer patients respiratory support until the tetrodotoxin exits the body through urine. As the man's condition deteriorated, medics put a tube down his throat to protect his airways, and he was admitted to the intensive care unit. The poisoning triggered acute respiratory failure, where his lungs stopped oxygenating and removing carbon dioxide from the blood. His blood pressure was dangerously high, and his kidneys stopped working properly. Don't eat pufferfish. According to his doctors, the patient also had a history of chronic kidney disease and hypertension, so this just made it better. Eventually, the patient recovered from his respiratory failure, but his kidneys did not heal, and he is still on dialysis.
At least he's alive.
Pufferfish is considered a delicacy in Japan, where only highly trained and licensed chefs can prepare the dish known as fugu. Everyone knows what fugu is because we have all watched The Simpsons. To protect diners from their potentially deadly consequences. Intoxication is characterized by tingling lips and tongue, headache, vomiting, muscle weakness, and a loss of coordination. In some cases, patients die because of respiratory and/or heart failure. Symptoms generally show between 30 minutes to 6 hours after the poison is ingested. In one case in Japan, a man died 2 hours after eating pufferfish. The authors of the latest BMJ Case Reports article noted that pufferfish is uncommon in South Florida, but the dangerous food might be available at underground markets. So not only is he getting his cocaine and meth from black alley dealers, but, he went to the black market for some fish. They also noted this particular case was exciting because the man not only consumed pufferfish, but canned food and cocaine, which made the differential diagnosis more broad and interesting. Most poisonings happen in countries where people know little about the dangers of pufferfish or how to prepare it. In 2008, for instance, 95 people across 3 districts fell ill after consuming the fish in Bangladesh.
So don't eat pufferfish, guys.
Unless it's made a very specific way by someone who's licensed.
Of those, 14 died, and in 2014, 2 people in Minneapolis were sickened after buying pufferfish from a street vendor. The authors concluded
Hey, Sally, we're here visiting the city. Let's get some fancy fish from that sketchy guy over there. Hey, Sally, let's go to the hospital because we're going to die.
Much remains to be investigated regarding this powerful and paralyzing toxin before it's commercially used. For now, we will forewarn the public to refrain from consuming the deadly delicacy known as fugu. So, Vin has brought up 1,000 Ways to Die a couple of times. In one instance, it wasn't to do with pufferfish. It was to do with escargot. There was a case where a man was trying to impress a woman he was bringing over, and didn't have anything fancy to cook her. So what he decided to do was get some common garden snails,
No.
put them in a salad, and told her it was escargot. Now the funny thing...
Dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, the funny thing about escargot is those are farm-grown specific snails. They are grown for that. Just like the dogs in Korea. They're grown to be eaten. Common garden snails are not. There is actually a toxin, or there was a parasite in the garden snails that they ate. The next day, they were dead. Because it was a parasite that started to eat the brain. They were dead the next morning.
Dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
And yes, Bear Son is right. Never trust street vendors.
Especially in China. They might serve you plastic food. By the way, guys, just so you know, bikini stuff is incoming.
Oh, I got my bikini today. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes. So we will have those pictures up. Now, for those of you who are patrons of mine, you will get those pictures first. And Vin happens to be one of my patrons, so, you know, since he forked out most of the money for it, he definitely gets those pictures first.
Yeah. And
Mitzi.
Yeah, and Mitzi. And if someone wants to see the bikini top sooner, $25.
Are you talking about right now?
Yeah, if they want to.
Oh, that reminds me. If we're pimping things out... Ishtar...
What?
...has a favorite new candy.
No. Ishtar does not. Ishtar will not be doing this.
Wren says that for $25 you can see her in the bikini now. I'm saying for $30 I will have Ishtar eat a warhead on camera.
No. Ishtar is not agreeing to this.
Ishtar
is not going to eat a warhead on camera.
Okay.
You cannot make Ishtar do this.
How about this? For same price points, $30. We make Antoine read a section of My Immortal.
What's My Immortal?
Deal. Ben C, this is the ultimate cringe. You will have... This is what you have been waiting for, my friend.
Antoine, how do you not know what My Immortal is?
I don't know what it is.
Oh my god, it is the cringiest fan fiction you will ever experience. Oh, Vin... Vin! $55 for both.
For both. So he paid 25 for the bikini and 30 for you to eat the warhead.
Or was it 30 for you to read My Immortal?
No, it would be another 30 for me to read My Immortal.
Vin, was it My Immortal or for the warhead?
I'm pretty sure it was for the warhead.
You don't know that. We have to wait for Vin to answer.
What flavor do you want?
No, it's 30 for you to read My Immortal because I had to go through that pain. Now you're going through it. I don't have to eat the warhead!
God damn it, Vin.
Vin! Yes, you will get to see the bikini pig, Zach. Just not first.
God damn it, Vin. You're supposed to want her to eat the warhead.
I will get My Immortal for you.
Oh shit. We're not doing it.
No, you've got to do it tonight.
Tonight.
She's putting the bikini on tonight. You've got to read it tonight.
Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
See? Bikini. Eyes back.
Well, Vin didn't pay for me for the warhead. He's paying for me to read my immortal.
Do you need the link?
Oh, do you have it handy? Because I'm looking for it now.
I have it.
I'm not reading. I'm not reading the whole thing.
No, you don't. No, you won't survive the full thing.
The whole thing is like 33 some odd chapters, so we wouldn't have a long enough show for that.
Zach, you're gonna see the fucking bikini pictures. You're just not going to get to see them before Vin and Mitzi.
Stop whining.
There you go.
Shit.
Vin is currently in the running for my favorite fan.
Where did you put it?
It's
in the Twitter.
I'm not reading the whole thing for $30.
No. Just one chapter. One chapter. Yeah. We do not expect you to read the whole thing. No one can read the whole thing in one live stream unless they were doing a 24-hour live stream.
Well, you just challenged Zach. Nicely done.
God. All right, so someone send me the link on Discord or Twitter, one of the two.
I sent it on
Twitter.
Go in the group thing where we have all of our articles. It's in there.
Shh.
Samaj says, "Put a bag of ice on your crotch and man up."
Oh shit. You want me to read chapter 6?
The warhead is 30. Yeah, just read chapter 6. It doesn't really matter if you read more.
This is...
You can always pick chapter where if you want to.
I have chapter 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, that's why I link at.
Okay, so who's AN?
Author's note.
Okay. Alright, so I'll read... These are short chapters.
They are.
They are.
They're painful.
Alright, so... Alright, I will read 3 chapters, $10 a chapter.
Okay.
I'm being nice.
Fair. Given the level of cringe that this is.
I couldn't even cope with this level of cringe.
Alright. So, author's note. Stop it, you gay fags. If you don't like my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all, and she's a vampire. Wow, oh my god, he writes like shit. And vampire and evil that's they moved houses, okay? Oh god, this is...
Ben.
$90 from Ben C. Sour lemon and read the book. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We have news to do, goddammit. After I'm done reading these 3 chapters... Look, after we're done reading these 3 chapters, Ishtar's going to eat the warhead. No spitting it out.
No.
And then...
You gave me one. I hated it.
And then, Ben, just for you, this upcoming Saturday, if I... either... This, you know what? I'll try and do it Thursday if I can. Or Saturday, I will do an Antoine Reed stream while I'll read Relina Dunham and more of this My Immortal garbage. God.
Vin! Jesus fuck, Vin! Yeah, Vin gets first shot of bikini pictures.
Vin also said
he keeps this up. You may be in a bikini picture, Antoine.
He doesn't want to see me in a bikini picture. Trust me. All right. Oh god. Chapter 10. Is this a Harry Potter thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh god. I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band Bloody Gothic Rose 666.
Yes.
I am the lead singer of it and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR, which MCR is My Chemical Romance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now, Oh my god. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it, and Hagrid. Not Hagrid, Hargrid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a stick. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride's not a depressing movie. It's actually pretty good.
It's a sweet movie. It's one of my favorites.
I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching mini skirt that said "Simple Plan" on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not.
No, you're a slut. I've heard the beginning of this thing. She's a slut.
We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I said angrily. And then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him, because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. There's no setup for any of this. It's just...
No.
This is horrible.
You're starting in the middle of the book.
Yes, I understand that, but I'm talking about the way that they're writing. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch. Is that out of character? That was an author's note, I'm assuming. I started to cry. And cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out, crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't 'cause he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. How do you cry wisely?
Confucius stubbed his toe, I guess.
Author's note. See, that's basically not swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Oh my god. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists.
He's a vampire. It's already been established.
I thought they just said couldn't do that.
No, he said he could. He just wouldn't die from it.
Author's note. This is now chapter 11. Author's note. I said stop flaming, you preps. See, if this chapter is stupid, it deals with really serious issues. Spelling see for yourself. If it's stupid, I'm not even going to try and read the rest of that. No, I can't read. I don't know what BRW means. What does BRW mean? How do you pronounce BRW? Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me.
I think they were going for BTW because R is right next to T.
Chapter 11. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Horrorified. That's stupid.
Yeah.
It's horrified. Not horrified. Horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran to my room crying myself. There's a lot of crying. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. This is so bad.
Hey, Rakist.
Hi, Rakist.
Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on Linkin Park at full volume.
Uh-huh.
This is... Let's go with his fucking goddamn. Let's go with as emo as we fucking can. I grab a stake and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it. Sandly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends. And 6 pairs of skull earrings, because one is not enough. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. It's not masturbating, it's masticating. He was chewing to it. He was eating meat to it.
It went from Pluton to how many Twan?
It says masticating. It says it.
Yes, it does.
You're welcome.
Ew, you fucking pervs. Stop looking at me naked. Or are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly,
wasn't she already dressed?
I guess. Suddenly, Vampire ran in.
Forget
She
who
can't
Vampire
even.
was.
I can't. She can't even get the fucking spell right. It's abracadabra.
Yes.
He yelled at Snape and Lupin pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, "Everyone, we need to talk." Why is he running with his broom?
Hagrid didn't have a broom?
He didn't. He had an umbrella and a flying motorcycle. This is horrible.
Yes.
What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily. How do you pause angrily? Someone tell me, please.
These are questions.
But I am also a Satanist.
Didn't see that twist coming. Did not expect that one.
Oh, shit. This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any, I yelled madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. Oh my god. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. We saved our video of a woman in clothes. Because that's... whatever, I don't fucking care anymore. I felt faint. More than I normally do. Like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. C-L-O-O-K. Cloak. What the... And how old is the person who wrote this? Like 7?
They're definitely young.
And I heard his words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. What? What the fuck? A gothic version of a 50 Cent song?
Yes.
Oh, my sides hurt so much.
You're welcome.
Vin has successfully broken Antoine through giggles.
Because you're gothic. Not gothic. Gothic. Goffic.
Gothic.
Snap asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. And that is the end of this amazing chapter 11. You know, it doesn't look that long, but reading it felt like it took forever.
It doesn't get better.
We're going to go on to chapter 12 is actually a bit long. Oh, God.
You may want to wait.
Yeah, I can't do chapter 12. So that was 10 and 11. This is horrible.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
It is the internet's most infamous fanfic for a reason.
Oh, God. All right. I'm going to go give Sarah, or Ishtar,
No.
yeah, the lemon one that Ben requested. I'll be right back.
Oh, God. I don't want to eat this. I really don't.
We did make the money. I'm in the bikini.
Yeah, but you look hot.
It gets worse than restaurant. There's a reason that when I do my wheel of things on my show, the minion hopes to God we don't get rings from my immortal. Actually, I think he hates gray worst. But gray is just 50 Shades of Grey as told by douchebag who does not know what BDSM is. Point of view.
All right. You have the lemon one.
I have the lemon one. I can't get it open.
Lie. Don't
No.
lie.
Seriously, I can't get it open. But I have scissors, so.
Vegas, don't worry. She's going to do it. She's going to do it.
Relax, James.
Everything everyone paid for is going to happen.
God. See? Right here.
Ooh, black cherry warheads are good.
Black cherry warheads are delicious. I like the blueberry ones. Watermelon is good too.
What about green apple too?
All right. Is everyone ready? Am I on screen? Are you gonna
Yes,
get to witness my misery?
you're being shared.
Lovely.
No. Put it back in.
Oh,
Exactly as Bear Son said, misery is the best flavor. Put it back in your mouth.
Why does that sound like a porn?
I can't.
No.
Oh. I can't. Ben is definitely my favorite fan right now. And Ben C, I hate you with a burning passion.
It's the burning in your mouth. How does it feel?
Awful. Oh, I need to go rinse my mouth. I'll be right back.
Zach says, "Good girl, swallow."
Fuck off, Zach.
All right, Wren.
All right.
Let's go with some more cringe.
Okay. Well, let's talk about creation, things that exist that you don't know why.
All right.
There's something called a shower shield.
Oh God. Shower shield it is.
Yes. It's a tale as old as time. You've just applied your makeup when, for whatever reason, you need to jump in the shower. Maybe you realize your hair has gone just a bit too long between washes, or perhaps you fancy a hose down. Whatever your motivation, there is now a product which means you can shower and keep your makeup intact. It's called Shower Shield. It's essentially a plastic visor which protects your face from water, and it costs about £11.
So let's say about $13.
$13.
Yes, Bear Son. All that sour goodness. Have a good night, Ben.
I'm back
Good
now.
night, Ben.
Good night, Ben.
Shower shield. So they put a visor on your head.
Yes.
Because that looks sexy as hell in the shower, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was initially designed for facial, for people who just had facial surgery to take showers. So let's say, whatever reason, facial surgery is healing. For people who had eyelash extensions put in, microblading their brows, things that normally you would have to keep your face dry for.
Yeah.
This is what it was designed for. But now they're trying to sell it as also a makeup shield because, well...
Reasons.
How many people are really needed after facial surgery or stuff like that?
Oh, no, I've done that before, Bear Son. That's not good. I was a stupid teenager.
Hey. We're not going to beat him up, but to be fair, I did come up with with a way of getting him back. He does have to now read my Immortal.
Ugh. That was horrible. How do you eat those things?
They're delicious.
It's sour.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. You are also talking to someone who will eat a lemon raw.
There is so much wrong with you. I can't even begin to describe it.
It's not true.
He is your man.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not a riot mask. It's a shower shield. And so if you do your makeup before you get in the shower, you can keep your makeup nice.
You know, if you work for the police and join SWAT, they give you one for free.
Yeah. And that's a short one, so I could just jump to one of the other ones, which is the period-proof underwear.
Well, it is in the title. We do have to talk about it.
Yes. This is done by a design student who decided to create an attractive range of period-proof underwear that stays leak-free for 18 months.
Why are you wearing it for 18 months? That's gross.
I don't think she meant continuously.
I don't think she meant continuously, but yeah. To be fair, though, it's not a bad idea. Like lingerie that's meant for, so you're not wearing the granny panties.
And they do look kind of fashionable. I'm not going to lie. But there's not a lot of women who like doing it while they're on the rag.
Yeah, but there are a lot of women that want to wear the lingerie to feel pretty, even if they are on the rag.
Not wrong. It's a good idea. Oh, that's gross.
Well, that's how they test it. But yes. And at least you tell it looks comfier because it was designed by a woman, too, to an extent. So it's...
Well, like I said, it looks nice. It really does. It's just, you know, the giant white panties underneath the lace.
That's the whole idea. It's because period underwear started to become the new fad. Instead of pads, it's essentially something you wash and then rewear.
It is more eco-friendly.
I agree with Bilgewater. Good lord, just fuck her in the shower.
I don't know. I'm one of those women who does not like doing it while I'm on my period.
Depends on the day. There are things that are a no-go, but depends on the day.
All right. So, we move on to science now.
Should boycott it. But since we just had a Harry Potter fan fiction.
And it is in the title.
It is in the title. Harry Potter's Dobby spotted on CCTV outside woman's home in bizarre footage, which is currently not wanting to respond. Fucking Mirror website. Come on.
Zach, you will happily have sex any time during the week.
Sorry, the website decided to freeze up on me. I had to switch over browsers. Come on, load.
You could always put the warhead back in.
No. Vivian Gomez from America claims to have seen the creature in the footage, but many on social media are crying foul. This bizarre footage claims to show a strange figure resembling one of the most popular characters from the Harry Potter film outside a woman's house. Why are you popping up? Fuck off. Vivian Gomez from the US shared CCTV footage from outside her home, which appeared to show Harry Potter's... Oh, for God's sake, stop popping shit up!
This is why you get an ad blocker.
Dobby character. In the footage, the character can be seen walking away from the property before bending his arms and flapping them in and out like a chicken. The figure then takes a big step to his right and continues walking with his legs slightly bent, adopting a cocky swagger. In her post, Vivian wrote, "So I woke up Sunday morning and saw this on my camera, and I'm trying to figure it out. First I saw the shadow walking from my front door, then I saw this thing. Has anyone else seen this on their cameras? The other two cameras didn't pick it up for some reason." The clip has gone viral with tens of thousands of shares, but many social media users have branded it...
Ray's gonna take another drink.
Albeit a well-done one. Twitter profile Now Paranormal Podcast wrote, "The cuts in this video scream edited hoax. There is no CGI. The figure is real. The shadows match. However, that wasn't a door shadow. It was another person. 4 seconds in. And the truck with its lights on, brake lights, is suspicious. Robot or puppet." And others have responded with tongue firmly in cheek. So y'all seen the video doing the rounds of what looks like Dobby from Harry Potter running down a driveway? Well, I thought it was just a hoax, and I caught this on camera after taking the trash out. Speechless. Dobby is free. Then there's a Twitter video.
Dobby is free.
Oh god. Well, if it's a hoax, it looked like a pretty well done hoax, except for the Twitter video. The Twitter video was pretty fucking bad. All right. I did promise Florida man a drug-fueled Florida week, right?
Yes, you did.
And the reason why I said that is because every single article, aside from the two that I've already read, seem to have drugs involved.
Okay.
This one is no exception. Florida man high on meth and cocaine carjacked a mail truck, tried to run down chasing deputies before crashing.
There's a story there.
That's why it is in Newsweek. A Florida man who claimed to be high on meth and cocaine has been arrested after trying to hit police officers with a carjacked mail van, then flipping the vehicle. Jesse Estep, 29, is now facing...
Don't you blame this on me.
That's just the name. Jesse, not the other way.
Oh, the male version, not the female version.
Yes, is now facing criminal charges in multiple Florida counties after leading deputies on a pursuit in a postal service truck stolen in Volusia County on Saturday afternoon. The suspect crossed into Flagler County on I-95 northbound around 4:30 p.m. The police chase was sparked after a mail carrier in Holly Hill called 911 to report that a man had threatened her with mace, not a mace. The story would have been much better. And demanded the keys to her truck. After taking jurisdiction over the chase in the afternoon, deputies from Flagler County Sheriff's Office said they exited their patrol cars and deployed stop sticks to blow the tires of the truck. Like they do. Which was allegedly driving recklessly and ignoring marked police vehicles in a pursuit. That's why it's called pursuit. Usually you're trying to avoid them. It is alleged the suspect then intentionally swerved and drove the mail truck directly toward one deputy who was at the side of the I-95. After missing, a step allegedly swerved to the other side of the road and attempted to intentionally crash into another officer placing stop sticks.
Wow, someone is just bound to piss off every cop they can.
Police said the back tire of the hijacked mail truck hit the deployed obstacle, which caused the vehicle to lose control, crash into a guardrail at mile marker 280, and flip. Mobile video footage, which showed the aftermath of the suspect's road collision, was later published by WESH. Deputies took the driver, who had been alone in the van with a slew of customer mail, into custody and transported him to Advent Health Palm Coast for medical evaluation. The suspect immediately told deputies that he was high on meth and cocaine, because when he does things, he does it right. God damn it.
No shit.
The Flagler County Sheriff, Rick Starley, said in a statement, "It's a miracle that no deputies, police officers, or other travelers on the roadway were hurt during the reckless driving of this suspect. I'm grateful that his efforts to injure my deputies failed. Criminals need to learn that if you commit crimes in Flagler County, you will end up in the green roof inn where you belong," Starley added. Well, it's nice that they're going to put them up in an inn.
Not that kind of inn.
Not that kind of inn, dude.
Oh. Well, then what?
They're talking about prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Flagler County inmate records state a step had been charged with grand theft auto, aggravated fleeing, and eluding, and 2 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. Police said he will be transported to the Sheriff's Perry Hall inmate detention facility once medically cleared by the hospital. He faces charges in Volusia County. The Postal Service responded to take possession of their vehicle. Federal charges may be pending.
Maybe pending. They haven't decided yet.
Maybe. Inmate records showed that Estep has a criminal history. He was detained by Flagler County police officers in January this year on an out-of-county arrest warrant. The records also describe charges filed in Bunnell City in 2012, where the suspect's home address is listed, including grand theft auto, criminal mischief, and battery.
Wow. He really was going all out, wasn't he?
Yep. Now, speaking of cocaine, here's a quick one. You're going to like this one. Like I said, drug-fueled Florida Man Week. You know how people try to get out of parking tickets and get out of things that they didn't do when police catch them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Florida man caught with cocaine on his nose. Insists the drugs were not his.
On his nose?
On his nose.
What's this?
and insisting that it's not his.
Hey, it wasn't his.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Okay? Wasn't it?
He just breathed it in. He just snorted it. Just doesn't mean it wasn't his drugs.
It just happened to not be his.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Florida man who was allegedly caught with cocaine on his nose insisted to authorities the drugs weren't his. Fabruco Turos Jimenez, 20, was arrested after being pulled over by Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies, the department wrote on Facebook Monday. Jimenez, the passenger of the vehicle, had a white powdery substance on his nose that a deputy believed was cocaine. Actually, it was just pixie sticks, not cocaine. He was just having a sugar high. His nose was swabbed and tested, and the test confirmed that the powder was, in fact, cocaine, according to a sheriff's office. The 20-year-old was arrested without incident, but tried telling authorities the cocaine on his nose was not his. Deputies also found
somebody else's cocaine. They just dabbed it on his nose to get him in trouble.
Yeah. Deputies also found a backpack in the car with 250 grams of marijuana and 13 Xanax tabs.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was stalked for a party, wasn't he?
Yeah. And the last one for the night, because we are well past our time. It doesn't say drugs in the title, but I'm assuming drugs were involved. Florida man does strange dance and strips in a McDonald's.
Like you do.
Well, I mean,
come on, who hasn't done that in a McDonald's?
Well, he should have done it in Burger King, so he could have gotten it his way.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh.
That was good.
This was...
Damn alien goes, "Sir, has your nose been in your possession the whole time? Did anyone else have access to it?"
A Florida homeless man was arrested Sunday after taking his clothes off and doing a strange dance in a McDonald's in Naples. This was not the first time, according to Collier County Sheriff's deputies. John Morgan, 63, was banned from the fast food restaurant on Tamiami Trail E once before on March 15th for a similar disturbance. He just wanted to get his dance on, that's all.
He was trying to lighten the mood and party a bit in there.
Arresting officer Gruscalis, that's a name, said he saw Morgan the day before the alleged disturbance. According to an arrest report, Morgan told him he was going to the McDonald's, but Gruscalis warned him not to go because he was previously banned from the restaurant. The day after, a witness called police after Morgan pulled his pants down and then put them back on, according to the arrest report. The caller also reported that Morgan tried to have relations with the railing. He humped the railing in
Drugs
the
were
line
involved.
and
So
believed,
many drugs.
and he believed he was possibly on drugs.
Possibly on drugs.
Possibly.
Possibly.
There might be
Allegedly.
there might be a little bit of drugs in his system. Morgan was arrested on trespassing charges and faces $2,000 bond. Attorney information was not available. It is about that time, ladies.
Yes.
We have learned a few things this week. Florida man has way too many drugs. Schrodinger's cat will always be alive and dead at the same time. There's no way to save it, and if you try and fix it, it ruins the thought experiment.
And it makes Zach very unhappy.
We also learned that you probably, maybe, should not stick a vacuum cleaner up your hooch to try and stop your period early.
Yes, you stupid bitches.
We also found out that a trans woman has way too much money and way too much time on her hands and can now have J-cup boobs.
Nobody needs boobs that big.
It has been one hell of an interesting week, and I thank you all for joining us so we could tell you all the news that is not fit to print. My name, of course, is Antoine the Great, and this has been MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel, where I've been joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Wren from Wren Relations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Have a good night, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch chat. And where she plays Sarah every once in a while right here on Help for the Guildlies.
Good night.
And we hope you all have a wonderful night. And we hope you join us next time. We bring you all the news.
And none of the pants.
And as you saw as Ishtar got up to wash her mouth out, none of the pants.
Hey.
You guys.
Pretty obvious with me, too.
You all have a wonderful evening.